Very good morning, everyone. How are you all? Everyone fine? Uh, Last class we completed NBFC, non-banking finance company. Any doubt in that? Now, today we'll start accounting standard for advanced accounting. As you know that some of the accounting standard already covered in group 1, paper 1 accounting. Do you remember which accounting standard we have covered there? We have covered AS1, AS2, AS3, then AS4 is just I'm writing for your brief. If I say group 1, group 2, we have covered AS1 in group 1, AS2 in group 1, AS3 in group 1, AS4 will be covered in group 2, then AS5 in group 2, AS6 is already deleted, AS7 will be covered in group 2, AS8 is also deleted, correct? Means there is no AS8, then AS9 will be covered, AS10 already we have covered, AS10 already we have covered in group 1, then AS11 already we covered, AS12 already we covered, AS13 already we covered, AS14 we have covered, but in group 2 amalgamation. So AS14 is covered by way of amalgamation chapter, therefore will not separately cover it. Understood? Yes, sir. Then AS15 is not in syllabus. Means write down not in syllabus AS15. So of course you will have a knowledge about AS15 when you will come to CA final. Correct? Then AS16 already we covered. AS17 will be covered in group 2. Then AS18 will be covered. AS19 will be covered. AS20 will be covered. Correct? There's one more accounting standard AS21 which will be covered by way of consolidation chapter. This chapter is still left. There's only one chapter consolidated financial statement is left in group 2. So we'll cover AS21 by way of that chapter. Understood? So I'm not writing AS21 here, but then AS22 will be covered. AS23 is not in syllabus. Then AS24 will be covered. AS25 is not in syllabus. AS26 will be covered यहाँ पर. AS27 is not in syllabus. Correct. AS28 is also not in syllabus. The last AS29 will be covered. So these are the years which we are going to study in group 2 advanced accounting. Group 2 advanced accounting. So how many years? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 में AS 14 हटा तो मीन्स 12 accounting standard need to cover. हमें 12 accounting standard को cover करना है in this group 2 advanced accounting. From my point of view, the coverage from these will be 30 to 35 marks. अब मान के चलो कि minimum 30, maximum 35 marks will be from this accounting standard, and objective will be to score at least 90% in this. 90% आपको लेके आना है. Have you understood? Yes, sir. So can we start? We'll start with first AS 29. We'll start with accounting standard 29. What is accounting standard 29? It is provisions contingent liabilities and contingent assets. Provision, contingent liabilities and contingent assets. Now everyone, the term provision and contingent liabilities are that type of term in which students are always confused. What actually provision mean? What actually contingent liability means? So it means in this accounting standard, we'll understand what actually provision means, what is contingent liabilities, and then what is contingent asset also. However, I think a small information may be given to you when you were in CA foundation. But I know whatever has been given, that was not the proper information. You need to understand what is the meaning of these terms and what are the accounting treatment for these items in our financial statement. Correct? So before I start, can anyone say me what actually provision means? First question, what is provision? What is the difference between provision and contingent liabilities? And third question, whether provision is a liability? ये तीन डाउट है. First question, can you say me what is provision and how it is differ from contingent liability? Anyone? Respond. I'm giving you 2 minutes. Anyone? So one answer came to me, provision is a liability which is certain to happen. Which is certain to happen. But contingent liability may or may not happen. This provision will always happen. You are saying provision will always happen. Then what is the difference between liability and provision? The question arises, you said me, sir, provision is a liability which is certain to happen. It means all liabilities are provision because every liability is certain to happen. Whether all liabilities are provision? Take doubt, Anurag. Anurag, have you understood my question? Then Rupesh is saying, sir, setting aside of some profit on the basis of conservatism is called provision. Setting aside some profit on the basis of conservatism is known as provision. Uh, Not actually the correct meaning, I will say. Miss Rupesh, one doubt can कि whenever you retain profit, whether it become a liability. Provision is decline in the value of asset and contingent liabilities are future cash outflow. Oh my God, राघव कहाँ से पढ़े हो ये? Provision is decline in the value of asset means Raghu is saying sir provision is decline in the value of asset and contingent liabilities are future cash outflow. Not correct. Any more? So, I understood. I already said that you have some knowledge about provision, but that is not proper knowledge. It means we need to have a proper understanding of these terms. Correct? Now everyone will listen. Before AS 29 means there is one more accounting standard AS 4. AS 4 deals with contingencies and event occurring after balance sheet date. Means if you say that before AS 29, AS 4 was issued and AS 4 has two parts. One is contingencies, one is event occurring after balance sheet date. So can you say contingencies? We are discussing about contingencies only. So it means now first we need to understand what actually contingencies mean. Then once AS 29 was introduced, then contingencies was withdrawn from AS 4. Is now AS 4 does not deal with contingencies. Is AS 29 only deals with contingencies, but the meaning of contingencies was given under AS 4. Are you able to understand what I am saying? Once again, I will repeat what I have said. Before AS 29, AS 4 was issued, and AS 4 was for contingencies and event occurring after balance sheet date. There were two terms, contingent and event occurring after balance sheet date. When we say contingencies, so contingencies is nothing but that will give rise to provision and contingent liability. Means once AS 29 was introduced, contingencies were withdrawn from AS 4. Means now all contingencies are covered under AS 29. It means before we start, a minute. Now, so what I was saying, before we start AS 29, we need to understand what actually contingencies mean as per AS 4. The meaning of contingencies is given under AS 4. Are you able to understand what I am saying? Follow. Can we start? Everyone, write down. First, I will discuss contingencies. Contingencies. As per AS 4. As per AS 4. Write down. Contingencies are conditions or any situations, condition or any situations existing on balance sheet date. Existing on which date? Balance sheet date. So it means any conditions or situations existing on balance sheet date. You know, outcome of which outcome outcome of that condition or situation, outcome which can be either favorable or unfavorable. Unfavorable. The outcome which may be favorable or unfavorable, I don't, outcome of which is not known. The outcome is not known. Understood? Correct? Madam? Which is dependent. So outcome is not known, but that outcome is dependent. Which is dependent. Which is dependent on happening or non-happening of uncertain uncertain future event. Uncertain future event. Understood? So that outcome is dependent on happening or non-happening of uncertain future event. This is the meaning of contingencies. Correct? Understood? Once again, I repeat: contingencies are any conditions or any situations existing on balance sheet date. Outcome which may be favorable or unfavorable is not known. Outcome of which is not known, and that outcome is dependent on happening or non-happening of uncertain future event. That future event is uncertain. Future event is uncertain. Correct? So when I say condition or situations existing on balance sheet date, means that condition is already on balance sheet date. Means, can I say in this way, if it is existing on balance sheet date, so this condition is arises this arises due to what? Due to past event. Due to past event means some event has already occurred. Some event has been already occurred, and due to that event, some condition is existing on balance sheet date, but the outcome of that condition is not known. Outcome of that condition is not known. Let us take a very simple example. Let us take a very simple example from our real life. Means all our accounting principle has been derived from our real life only. इसके लिए business is also an artificial person. तो उसका भी कोई emotions है. So their emotions are similar to what? The emotions of a human being. So let us take a real life example. I will take the example of a student only. Just try to understand what actually happened, and you will say me whether there is a contingency or not. I will take example of two students. Suppose there is one student, Mr. Ram, and there is another student, Mr. Ravan. Are you getting what I am saying? Now, Mr. Ram passed 12th exam. Mr. Ravan also passed 12th exam. Correct? As you have passed. Have you understood what I am saying? Yes. Now, Mr. Ram now has decided to do CA. Therefore, he got registered in ICI. He got registered registered in ICAI. Are you able to understand? Means can I say now he will give CA foundation, correct? Not Mr. Ravan do not want to do CA. So he only is doing BCom. Means he registered, he registered himself in BCom under OU. So OU University, or it can be any other university. Are you getting what I am saying? Yes, sir. Have you understood what I am saying? Correct. Now, can I say once registration done means this is a past event, and can I say due to this registration, one condition is existing right now. The condition is what? What is the condition? That he need to prepare for CA foundation exam. Correct? But the outcome of which is not known. Outcome of which is not known. Can you say it may be either favorable or unfavorable? Correct? Outcome means whether he will pass the exam or whether he will not pass the exam, the foundation exam. That is outcome. But condition is existing on the balance sheet date due to registration in ICI. Due to registration in ICI. Are you getting what I'm saying? One second. One second. I will repeat my example. बहुत दूर नहीं जाना है, मैं एकदम आपको सिंपल एग्जांपल देता हूं कि राम has passed 12th exam and he got himself registered with ICI for CA examination. So can you see once he got registered, there is a past event, and due to that past event, one condition is existing right now, but the outcome of which is not known. Can you see which is dependent on the happening or non-happening of CA exam? Are you able to understand? So can I say one thing is clear that right now, once the registration is done with ICI, there is a contingencies or not? There is a contingencies or not? Are you able to understand what I am saying? Contingencies है कि नहीं? Respond fast. So contingencies are the condition existing on balance sheet date, outcome of which is not known, dependent on happening or non-happening of uncertain future events. Because exam is also uncertain. Even though he is prepared, he might not write exam. He might not write exam. Are you able to understand what I am saying? Similarly, for Ravan, if I see, he also registered himself for BCom after 12th exam. So there is also one past event, and there is also condition. Condition is existing right now, and the outcome is not known, whether he will clear BCom exam first year, second year, third year, whether he will clear or he will not clear. That is the outcome which may be favorable or unfavorable. That is also dependent on what? That is also dependent on what? On happening or non happening of BCom examination, which is uncertain. Means exam to karwaega, but whether Raman will write or will not write, that is not certain. Are you able to understand what I am saying? Yes, sir. So can you see this also give rise to some contingencies? This also give rise to some contingencies. Are you able to understand? Means in both situations there are some contingencies. In both situations there are some contingencies. But now we need to understand what is the nature of that contingencies. On the basis of that nature, we'll either create provision or disclose contingent liability. Are you able to understand? Now, just try to understand the case of Ram. Is in your case, my question to you all, because you are similar to Ram, you have already given CA foundation exam. My question to you all, the probability of pass of fail is the probability of fail is the probability of not passing the exam is more. If probability of passing the exam is more. But in case of a foundation, what is the probability of passing? What is the percentage of passing the exam? Okay, the probability of fail is more than probability of pass. So can you see this case? What is the nature? The nature is that probability of fail is more than probability of pass. Correct. But in the case of Ravan, can you say become exam, even though he appeared for the exam and write something, he passed. That you also know. In become exam, last 2 days student study and they will pass the exam. Means I have never seen any student who failed exam after writing papers. If, of course, if they will not write anything, they will fail. But can you see probability of pass? I'm saying probability of pass will be more than probability of fail. In this case, just opposite probability of pass is more than probability of fail. Are you able to understand what I am saying? So can you say, as per Ram is concerned, because probability of fail is more than probability of pass. But can you say, can you take some action right now to avoid that outcome? Outcome is what? It can be favorable and unfavorable. Right now we don't know. Outcome is not known. Either you can pass or you can fail. Either you can pass or you can fail. But that is not known. That is dependent on happening or non-happening of uncertain future event. Are you able to understand? But can I say to avoid fail, to avoid getting failed in that exam, what should you do? Batao. What you will do? Can you see? You will take some provision. You will make some provision, and provision is that you have joined some institute for coaching. That is the provision. Means, of course, you can also write CA foundation exam without coaching. But why you have joined coaching? Why you have joined coaching? Why you have joined coaching under some private institute? Because you have a what? Higher probability of fail in that exam. If suppose the percentage in CA foundation is 90% or above, then you would have never taken any coaching. Are you able to understand? So because of that fear, you have taken one action right now and you have taken coaching classes. Bole yes or no? Means even though you have taken coaching, it does not mean you will pass. Means some of your friends might be failed also. Coaching is just a safeguard against that what probability. Are you able to understand? But every student who have registered for CA foundation exam will take coaching or not? Yes, they will take coaching because the probability of fail is more than probability of pass. That coaching is nothing but you have created some provision. You have created some provision. Are you able to understand? But in case of Ravan, when the probability of pass is more than probability of fail, I think you have also registered for your BCom. Have you taken any coaching for BCom exam? Even the syllabus of BCom might be similar to what CA, might be similar to CA. If you see the syllabus might be more than a course. But then also you have not taken coaching, or the other student who is doing only BCom is not taking any coaching. Why? Because the probability of pass is more than probability of fail. Therefore, can I say in this case, then will take coaching. This is nothing but what? Provision. In this state, then may or may not take. Means it is of course advisable to take coaching. Means provisions could be created. But why will create provision if the probability of pass is more than probability of fail? So can we say in this case student may avoid taking coaching? Correct now. So may not take. Are you getting what I am saying? Coaching. This is real life example I have given. Real life. I will give one more example. Have you understood this example number one? Example number one. Of course, this type of question they will not ask in exam. I'm just taking a real life example so that you can correlate with this chapter. Have you understood example number one? Respond fast. Respond fast. Let me take one more example. Example number two. Everyone. Just try to understand. This is your this is your house, and your ये intermediate attempt is in November 20, and now your first examination came is paper one accounting. Okay? So of course you need to be ready for exam, and now you are ready for your exam. So for writing the paper, can I say you need to go to exam center. So this is exam hall for exam hall, and the distance between your house and exam hall, let us assume it is 2 kilometers. Understood? And I will put one condition here. You need to follow that condition. Otherwise, this exam will not become relevant. But from the point of view of my discussion, the condition is that you need to go to the exam hall only by walking. Correct? Means you don't have any private vehicle. You don't have any transportation. Public transportation is also not there. You don't have any friends. You cannot take any lift, etc. Means the condition is what? You need to go only by walking. एक condition मैंने लगा दिया. Correct? So you are ready for exam just once you entered. Sorry, once you started for your exam center. What you have seen? See, there is one black cloud. Black cloud. Are you able to understand what I am saying? See, there are some clouds, and of course, black heavy clouds are there. Are you able to understand? Now, what is the condition at this particular point of time? Condition is what? There is black cloud. Can I say outcome is what? Either there can be a heavy rain or there may not be any rain. Correct? Understood? Can I say which is dependent on happening or non-happening of uncertain future event? It means right now, in this situation, at this particular point of time, there is a contingencies or not. So can I say there is a contingencies? Are you able to understand? Contingencies means there is a condition. Condition is what? There is a black cloud. Outcome is what? Either rain may come or may not come. And that is dependent on what? The future uncertain event. There is a contingency. Now you will take some decision लेना पड़ेगा. So can I say because you are a smart student, you have a smartphone, you have a smartphone. In a smartphone, there is Google Baba. Google Baba. Are you able to understand? So you ask Google Baba, what is the probability of rain? Means you when you search for weather report. Are you able to understand? You ask a question to Google Baba, what is the chances of rain? And Google Baba says high chances of rain. High chances of rain in your area. Are you able to understand what I am saying? Are you able to understand what I am saying? Follow. So have you understood? I'm just linking the entire concept with a real example. Yeah, of course, there's a contingency. Contingency, whether you take some action, you search in Google Baba, what is the chances of rain, and Google Baba says there is a high chances of rain. But what action you will take? What you will do in this point of time? Of course, you cannot avoid your CA intermediate exam. You can't say, sir, I will not go to CA exam. I will not write. ये तो कभी हो ही नहीं सकता है. So what action you will take? Respond fast. Everyone. Very good. Can you say, Rupesh said, sir, we will take an umbrella. My question to you, that you will take umbrella, you will use umbrella right now. Means you will take umbrella with you or you will start using umbrella right now. Everyone. Means either you can take umbrella or you can take raincoat. My question is, whether you will take umbrella or will you use umbrella? You will take umbrella. Very good. Or raincoat. Very good. You will take umbrella. Means you have created one provision. You have created one provision with you. Means you are taking umbrella. It is nothing but you have created one provision. And if the rain comes, you'll use that provision. If the rain is not coming, then of course you will not use that umbrella. You will come back and you will keep that umbrella as it is. Follow yes or no. Means taking umbrella is nothing but creating provision. And whenever there is what? Whenever actual outcome came, which is unfavorable, then you will use it. Which is unfavorable, then you will use it. Follow yes or no. Are you getting what I am saying? Means in case of actual rain, you will start using it. But if the rain does not come, means if you are taking umbrella, it does not mean rain will always come. Are you able to understand what I am saying? If you are taking umbrella, it does not mean rain will always come. It might have, and rain didn't come. रेन हुआ ही नहीं, बारिश हुआ ही नहीं. आप समझे मेरी बात को? If rain has not came, this rain has not, there is no rain. So you will come back to your home after writing the exam. You will keep the umbrella as it is without using it. Without using it means, can I say in this case, a provision is required or not? A provision is required in the form of in the form of umbrella or raincoat. Are you able to understand? Have you understood this point? Correct. This is situation number one. This is situation number one. Just try to understand. I'll give one more situation. Situation number two. You will say what you will do. एक situation number two भी दे देते हैं. What is the situation number two? See now with the black cloud, there is heavy wind blowing also. This wind is also blowing. So because wind is blowing, it might happen the cloud may shift from your area to any other area. Is from Hyderabad, it can be shifted to Sikandrabad. It is a chances. Are you able to understand what I am saying? So what is the situation number two? When you search Google, when you ask Google Baba, what is the chances of rain? So what Google Baba says, there's chances of rain in your area. In your area. Less chance of rain in your area. Are you getting? Means Google Baba is not saying the rain will not come. Rain may come in this situation also, but there is a less chances, lower probability of rain. Lower probability of rain. Are you able to understand anything? Now, of course, it is always better to take provision. It is always in this situation also. I will advise to take umbrella. Are you able? But suppose, of course, always it is better to create provision. But suppose you don't want to take umbrella due to any reason. मेरी बात को समझना. So the rain may come, but there is a less chances. And suppose due to some reason you don't want to take umbrella. So in this situation, what you will do? If you, I will always advise you to take umbrella. But suppose you don't want to take umbrella, so can I say you are not taking umbrella, will inform if I'm writing if not taking umbrella, can I say you'll inform your parents or friend that you are going without umbrella, you are going without umbrella, but you will inform or not. So if the rain comes, they will come and provide you an umbrella. Are you able to understand what I am saying? Of course, I am saying better you take umbrella, but suppose you don't want to create provision, then disclose that information to other. Then disclose that information to other means this is nothing but contingent liability. Are you able to understand what I am saying? If you are not creating provision because there is a less chances of rain and you don't want to take umbrella, what I am saying, once again मेरी बात को समझना, it is always better to create provision, is better to take umbrella, but if you do not want to create provision, you do not want to take umbrella, can I say you should inform your parents, I am going without umbrella, if the rain comes, please come and save me, because I need to write exam. So this is nothing but disclosure of information to others as contingent liability. Have you understood this entire point? Means can I say contingencies will give rise to provision, contingencies will give rise to what? Contingent liability. This much have you understood? Have you understood this much? Have you understood this much? So what is the meaning of contingencies? Contingencies are conditions or situations existing on balance sheet date, outcome of which is not known, which is dependent on happening or non-happening of uncertain future event. And now, can I say in this way? The outcome may be either favorable or unfavorable. Means outcome can may be either favorable or unfavorable. It cannot be both. It will be either favorable or unfavorable. Correct? So favorable, when I say favorable, are you able to understand? So it means it is expected loss. Sorry, expected income or gain. Expected income or gain. Are you able to understand what I am saying? Have you understood? So when I am saying outcome is favorable, that is either expected income or gain. Expected income or gain. Correct? Understood what I am saying? Yes, sir. So this will give rise to contingent assets. Contingent assets are not recognized, not recognized. Contingent assets are not recognized and also they are not disclosed, not disclosed in financial statement, in financial statement. So what is contingent asset? The meaning is still left. But can I say if the outcome is favorable, then it become expected gain. Expected gain arising from that condition existing on balance sheet date arises due to past event. Are you able to understand what I am saying? Correct? Yes, sir. Contingent asset, of course, now we need to discuss the meaning of contingent asset that will come to AS 29. But have you understood this point? Yes, sir. When I am saying unfavorable, so unfavorable means what? Expected, expenses or losses. So just try to understand when I am saying contingencies. Contingencies means due to conservatism principle. Means this concept is totally based on conservatism principle. Correct? Totally based on conservatism principle. So conservatism principle says recognize expected expenses or losses. But which expected expenses or losses which arises from past events, which are arising from past events, because it is arising due to condition which is existing on balance sheet date. Correct? Expected expenses or losses. Correct? Now, these expected expenses or losses may be due to two reasons. Everyone. Either due to decline in the value of recognized asset, either due to decline in the value of recognized asset, either due to decline in the value of recognized asset, correct, or due to outflow of, or due to future outflow of cash, future outflow of cash, or any other resource, or any other resource. Have you understood what I am saying? Follow. So either it is due to decline in the value of already recognized asset, or it is due to future outflow of cash or what resource. Means, can you see, this is nothing but increase in liability, increase in liability. Are you able to understand? Means future, I should not write down right now increase in liability. I should not write down. Are you able to understand? Correct. Have you understood this point? Correct. Now what AS4 says, what AS4 says about these 2 points. What AS4 says, if if the outcome outcome is what? Unfavorable. Correct. So outcome which is unfavorable is highly probable, and amount can be estimated, an amount can be estimated, then create provision, create provision. Correct. Understood? If it is highly probable means the chances of loss is more than chances of gain. Are you getting what I am saying? Highly probable means more than 50%. Chances are more than 50%, and amount can be also estimated. Amount को भी आप estimate कर सकते हो. Then only you can create provision. Because for creating provision to pass journal entry, for journal entry for some amount, that amount should be estimated. Because right now we don't know what is the amount of expenses or losses. Understood? Correct. In other case, in other case means what? Either if it is not probable or it is probable but amount cannot be estimated. So I am writing other case. You need to disclose the fact as contingent liability. Disclose the fact as contingent liability. Have you understood this point? In other case means what? Either it is probable and amount cannot be estimated, or it is not probable. Not probable means chances are less than 50%. Chances are less than 50%. Then you should disclose the fact as contingent liability. Then you should disclose the fact as contingent liability. ये कौन बोला? AS4 बोला. अभी till now we have not started AS29. Now AS29 cover only this part. Means any expected losses which is due to future outflow of resource means it is covered under AS29. Under AS29. Correct? Covered under AS29. Are you able to understand what I am saying? Means this decline in the value of asset, decline in the value of asset is not covered under AS29. Not covered under AS29. Correct? Are you able to understand what I am saying? Are you able to understand what I am saying? Correct. Means when I am saying, can I say expected losses which arises due to future outflow loss? So can I say this will mean under AS29 whatever provision we are creating, that is the liability. Liability means future outflow of resource. Future outflow of resource. So can I say here when I am saying covered under AS29, so this is nothing but will be a liability, will be a liability. Are we getting? So whenever any expenses which arises, any expected expenses which is due to future outflow of resource, is due to future outflow resource, जब भी आपको कुछ कैश पेमेंट करना पड़ता है फ्यूचर में, that will give rise to liability. Means what AS29 says कि provisions are liabilities. Provisions are liability. अभी डिटेल में डिस्कस करेंगे. Means this is only covered under AS29. Means can I say when I am seeing decline in the value of recognized asset, there is no future outflow resource. So it means this is not give rise to liability. Are you getting what I am saying? Means if you are creating provision for decline in the value of asset, that is not a liability. Oh my God. Are you able to understand? When you are saying provision for decline in the value of asset, that is not a liability because that is not covered under AS29. So whatever provision you are creating as per AS29, that a liability. Whatever provision you are creating which is not covered under AS29 are not liability. For example, we have created provision for decline in the value of investment for permanent decline under AS13. That was not a liability. That was not a liability because that was deducted from the asset in the asset side of the balance sheet. Remember, are you able to understand what I am saying? Paul? Yes, yes, sir. So can I say this is not give rise to liability? So they are only adjustment adjustment to respective asset. They are adjustment to respective asset. They are adjustment to respective asset. For example, For example, write down decline in the value of investment, whether it is current investment or long-term investment. Can I say for current investment we have applied cost price of fair value whichever is lower, that is expected loss. For long-term investment we have done permanent decline ka provision, so that is covered under AS 13, not covered under AS 29, because once we covered under AS 29, so it is what? It is what? Liabilities. Understood? Then can I say decline in the value of inventory, decline in the value of inventory. Can you see it is covered under AS2? We have done cost price or NRV, whichever is lower. So already covered under AS2. Already we have done decline in the value of property, plant and equipment or intangible asset. Intangible asset. Property, plant and equipment and intangible asset. This is covered under AS 28, not in our syllabus. This is known as impairment loss. इसे बोलते हैं impairment loss. Impairment loss. Correct? So decline in the value of PP, decline in the value of PP covered under AS 28. Not in our syllabus. इसको बोलते हैं impairment loss. Are you getting what I'm saying? Yes. और क्या बच गया? Madam, decline in the value of debtor. In the value of debtor means these are doubtful debtor, which are doubtful. So for this doubtful debt, we used to create provision for doubtful debt. So provision for doubtful debt is not covered under AS 29. अब इसके लिए कोई specific AS ही नहीं है. So can you see as per AS4, AS4 contingencies only means because right now I am discussing what AS4. Are you able to understand what I am saying? Correct. So what AS4 says, if there is a doubtful debtor means, can I say probability is the probability of not receiving the amount is more than receiving the amount. It become a doubtful debtor, correct? And it's highly probable an amount can be estimated how much amount cannot be recovered. Then can I say we should create provision for doubtful debt? We should create provision for doubtful debt. So if it is doubtful, it is highly probable that amount cannot be recovered. Amount cannot be recovered and that amount can be estimated. Create provision for doubtful debt. Create provision for doubtful debt. So this is, I will say, will be covered under AS4 because there is no specific AS for this. Why? As no specific accounting standard for this. Correct? Understood? Are you able to understand what I am saying? Are you able to understand what I am saying? Have you understood this much? Please, when I am saying AS 29, so AS 29 covers only those provisions which are liabilities. Means this may be also called as provision, but these are not liability. Which we call it provision for decline in the value of asset. So we call it what? Provision for doubtful debt, provision for doubtful debt. But from my point of view, write down everyone. So can I say the not liability, not liability, not liability, everyone. Now, when we'll do the meaning of provision under AS 29, so AS 29 says provisions are liability. मेरी बात को समझना. Means when I will read the definition of provision under AS 29, AS 29 says provisions are liability. So my question to you all, whether these are provisions, everyone respond. So AS 29 says, everyone, AS 29 says provisions are liability. अभी मैंने आपको prove करवा दिया these are not liability. Why these are not liabilities? Because this will not give rise to any future outflow of resource. So my question to you, whether these are provisions, they are not provision. However, we use provision word, but actually these are not provision. This type of question will not be asked in exam. But just trying to understand, we are going to become chartered accountant. We should have proper understanding of each and every term. Even though we call it provision for doubtful debt, but once you come to say final, I will say that term is 100% wrong. Means we should use allowance for bad and doubtful debt. The correct term is allowance for bad or doubtful debt, or the correct term is impairment loss. Impairment loss, the more correct term. Means, can I say these are these are not provisions. These are not provisions. When I am saying these are not provisions, it does not mean these are not due to conservatism principle. These are due to conservatism principle only and has been created due to contingencies only. मैं बोल रहा provision नहीं है because provisions are liability. Means when I am saying when we are into these, then only AS 29 is covered और यही liabilities है. So only in that case provisions are liability. Means these are not liability. So these are not provisions. These are not provisions because provisions are liability. So this should be termed as what? Allowance for respective asset, respective asset, or we should call it impairment loss. The correct term is impairment loss. I mean, CA Inter you can use provision for decline in the value of investment, provision for impairment loss. Are you getting what I'm saying? Provision for doubtful debt. This type of terms you can use, but actually these are not provisions. Means once you become CA, you will never use the term provision in this case. Are you able to understand what I am saying? मेरी बात समझ पा रहे हो? मैं आपको कंफ्यूज तो नहीं कर रहा हूं ना? Am I making you more confused? बोलो. Have you understood this point? Till now I have not started AS 29. अभी तो मैं आपको बैकग्राउंड दे रहा हूं. You might be thinking कि सर क्या क्या बातें कर रहे हैं? This you have never expected for knowledge. बोलो yes or no? So I think now you have understood what I want to say. And if you have understood, can I ask one question to you? Everyone, let me see how many of you can give correct answer. The question is that you know one account provision for depreciation. Provision for depreciation, you have done one journal entry depreciation account debit to provision for depreciation. You all know provision for depreciation. My question to you all is that provision for depreciation is first category ki second category? Is it is due to decline in the value of asset or due to future outflow of resource? बताओ. Provision for depreciation. Have you understood my question? The question is that provision for depreciation is due to decline in the value of asset or due to future outflow of cash. Anurag is saying first, Govind is saying first, means both of you are saying decline in the value of asset. So no, provision for depreciation is not due to decline in the value of asset. Means I have already said this point when we have done AS10 property, plant and equipment. The depreciation is not decline in the value of asset. Depreciation is the systematic allocation of depreciable amount during the useful life of the asset. Even though asset is increasing, even the value of asset is increasing, what AS10 is depreciation is not decline in the value of asset. आप समझे मेरी बात को? Depreciation is not due to decline in the value of asset. Even though asset is revalued upward, then also depreciation is mandatory. Depreciation is systematic allocation of depreciable amount. Means आप तो जो पढ़ाते हैं वही भूल जाते हो. Means बचपन की बातें बस आपको याद रहती है. Correct. Means can you say depreciation is neither due to first nor due to second? Means depreciation is not due to contingencies. So if depreciation is not due to contingencies, the question of using provision term is 100% wrong. And I have already said when I was doing AS10, I said accumulated depreciation account. However, from exam point of view, they give provision for depreciation. Correct term is accumulated depreciation, not provision for depreciation. Are you able to understand? You able to understand? Just write down one note. So, depreciation expense is not recognized due to contingencies. You can write down conservatism. It is recognized due to matching concept. Therefore, the term therefore is it okay now? Therefore, the term provision for depreciation is incorrect, and correct term is accumulated depreciation. Accumulated depreciation. Have you understood this point? Means this all decline. When I am saying this decline is due to contingencies only. Therefore, we are using the word provision, but these are not provision. What I am saying, are you able to understand? Because as per AS provision is a liability, and these are not liability. Even though you are saying provision for doubtful debt, below, this is due to contingencies, but these are not provisions. Because AS29 says by provisions are liability. Are you able to understand what I am saying? Correct? Therefore, we should use this term allowance for bad and doubtful debt instead of provision for doubtful debt. बस चलता है. अब provision for doubtful debt बोलो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. But provision for depreciation is 100% wrong, because provision for depreciation is not because of what? Not because of contingencies. चलो. Now, have you understood this much? Down. You have understood this much. Now, can we start AS 29? Can we start AS 29? Is it audible now? The last point, once again, what I was saying, the depreciation is not due to contingencies. Depreciation is due to conservatism. Sorry, depreciation is not due to conservatism principle. Depreciation is due to matching concept. Therefore, the term provision for depreciation is 100% wrong. This provision can be used when we are applying contingencies. But why we use provision for depreciation, I also don't know. Traditionally, the name was given and everyone is following that term. But it is 100% wrong. Means once you become CA, always you should use accumulated depreciation account. However, ICI is also using provision for depreciation in their study material. But that is 100% wrong. Correct? But what I want to say is all decline, whatever I mentioned here, is due to contingencies. But they are not liability. AS 29 says provisions are liability. Therefore, these are also not provision. But what I want to say, if we should use the term allowance for bad and doubtful debt, not provision for doubtful debt. But चलो ठीक है, provision for doubtful debt चलता है क्योंकि this is due to contingencies. You able to understand? Yes, sir. Now write down. Now we will start AS 29. Correct? Write down. Point number one, provisions. Provisions. So what is the meaning of provisions? First, let us understand now meaning of provision as per AS 29. Meaning of provision as per AS 29. So what AS 29 says, write down. Provisions are liability. Provisions are liabilities. which can be measured which can be measured only by using only by using a substantial degree of estimation. Substantial degree of estimation means one thing is clear, that provisions are liability. Means to understand provision, now we need to understand what actually liability means. Means those liability which require estimation of provision. Means any liability which can be measured without estimation, which can be measured without estimation are not provisions. Means can I say in this way, all provisions are liabilities, but all liabilities are not provisions? All liabilities are not provisions. Correct? So, estimation of what? What we need to estimate? Means either this liability is of uncertain amount is not known, or even the amount is known, but when it will be paid, when it is payable, that is not known. The timing is not known. The timing is not known. When it will be payable, that timing is not known. So can you say you need to estimate either uncertain uncertain amount or uncertain timing. Have you understood this point? Follow. Correct. So can I say in this way, provisions are liability of uncertain amount or timing which require measurement only by substantial degree of estimation. Means if it can be estimated, then this become provisions. But if it cannot be estimated, the question of provision will not arise. Understood? So, sir, what is the meaning of liabilities? So, guys, the liabilities means what? Write down. Write down in the way I am writing. Liabilities are present obligation. Present obligation. Correct. On which date? On balance sheet date. On balance sheet date. Arising from arising from past event. Arising from past event. Already we have done the meaning of liability when I have done the chapter framework. Correct? So liabilities are present obligation arising from past event. Can you say which will be settled, which will be settled. So which will be settled means settlement will be done in future, which will be settled through what? Through outflow of resource, which will be settled through outflow of resource. Correct? When I say resource, resource means any asset, including cash. Have you understood? So liabilities means present obligation arising on sorry present obligation on balance sheet date arising from past event which will be settled through outflow of resource. Correct. So any liability for estimation for measurement which can be estimated, which require estimation for measurement will become what? Will become provision. Why? What we need to estimate it? What we need to estimate? Either we need to estimate the uncertain amount or uncertain timing. It might be a case we know the amount but we don't know when to pay. Then also it will become provision. Then also it will become provision. Have you understood this point? Have you understood this point? Yes, sir. Correct. Now, I have written one term, present obligation. Means one thing is clear that all obligations are not present obligations. So only present obligations are liability. Only present obligations are liability. So what actually present obligation means that we need to understand. That we need to understand. Right now, right now. An obligation, an obligation is present obligation. An obligation is present obligation if based on available evidence, if based on available evidence, its existence, its existence on balance sheet date is considered probable. Probable. So if it is probable on balance sheet date, it becomes present obligation. If it is probable on balance sheet date, it is what? It is present obligation. Probable means what? Probable means what? More likely, more likely than not. More likely than not. Means if it is considered more likely than not, then it is probable. More likely than not means what? Chances of occurrence is more than chances of non-occurrence. The chances of occurrence, if it is more than chances of non-occurrence, it becomes more likely than not. What is the meaning of more likely than not? Is chances of occurrence, occurrence of loss, chances of occurrence of loss. Are you getting what I'm saying? The chances of occurrence is more than chances of non-occurrence. Are you getting what I'm saying? Means I can say the chances are more than 50%. Chances are more than 50%. Then we call that obligations are probable. And once obligation on balance sheet are probable, it is known as present obligation. So only present obligations are recognized. Only present obligations are recognized as liability. If I am saying provisions are liability, only obligation can become provision. Understood this point? Correct. So when I am saying chances are more than 50%, so when chances are 100%, then also it is present obligation. The liability can be 100% certain, or it can be more than 100% chances. Are you able to understand? Yes. This much you understood? Correct. So once again, what I said, provisions are liabilities which can be measured only by using substantial degree of estimate. What we need to estimate? Either uncertain amount or uncertain timing. What is the meaning of liabilities? Liabilities are present obligation on balance sheet date arising from past event which will be settled through outflow of resource. What is the meaning of present obligation? Present obligation means those obligations based on available evidence, its existence on balance sheet date is the probable. Probable means more likely than not, or chances of occurrence more than 50%. Have you understood the point? Yes, sir. Means now we have used the word past event. Can you say all the past events will not give rise to obligation on balance sheet? Means each and every past event will not give rise to obligation on balance sheet date. Means we need to consider only those past events which give rise to obligation on balance sheet date. So it means that type of event are known as obligating event. Obligating event.
Yes, yes. So now we'll start a new chapter. Everything fine? Let us start rectification of error. Rectification of error to understand how a error can be rectified. अभी जब हम लोग आज क्लास रिकॉर्ड कर रहे थे ऐसे था। तो थोड़ा सा अभी तुम ज्यादा किया होता थोड़ा सा कर। कल का क्लास में हम लोग का कैसा रहता था रहता था वैसा रहता। हेलो हेलो हेलो। वो पूरा रहता था उसको तुम कम करता था अभी दोनों कम कर दिए। हेलो हेलो हेलो। अब अभी तो क्या है ना। हेलो 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 हेलो।